Welcome back, everyone, to ESO. Last time we left off, we've reached the Mountain Sorrow after traveling far north of Orosium. And we're going to go ahead and try and get our helm and help out Lady Laurent here. So let's go ahead and do that. Oh, I guess she's above here. Okay. Looks like we have to find another way up here. Now, it sounded like there was a lot of hazards going up this mountain. I'm wondering if that, like, freezing cold type of status effect is going to happen up here.
Damn you, Karsten. How am I supposed to make a great discovery when... Oh, hello! I was just thinking about you. You do have a habit of showing up whenever I need help. Perchance you've brought a small army with you as well? Just you. Well, I was hoping for porters and guides and all, but I suppose that I can make do. I'll need to make a few slight adjustments to my plan, but this time we'll reach the summit of sorrow, I'm sure of it. The last 3 times, you mean? We set up one camp, but the harpies in the icy wind cut us down each time we climbed higher. A few orcs even wandered into a chasm because they couldn't see more than 2 paces ahead in the fog. Oh, it all upset me so. To start, head up and present yourself to Karsten while I go check on my lazy manservant Stibbons. We'll meet you up there. And remind Karsten who it is that's actually in charge of this expedition. He can be so uncooperative at times. Why are you still here? Do you need directions or something? We're not just talking about any dead orc. This is Taurig's shrine. Not only was he the founder of the original city of Orsinium, but he was the owner of the armlet of Taurig. Do you know how high my reputation will soar once I recover that relic? According to a scroll fragment I studied, the armlet of Taurig is a magical bracelet encrusted with gems. With its power, Taurig was able to tame the savage wilderness. It allowed the ancient orcs to establish the first city of Orsinium. The museum in Orsinium has it on display. It only contains a few words in the ancient orc tongue, but I was able to make some sense out of it. It talked about the armlet, the shrine, and something called Sorrow's Kiss. Oh, doesn't that sound romantic?
Sounds suspicious to me. Well, so far this doesn't seem so bad. Seems like it's getting a bit dimmer though as we go up. Harpies! Seems like we're getting pretty close to finding the helm already. Okay, apparently it's up here somewhere. Aha! We've gotten what we need. I suppose we can go ahead and help out here with the mountain, though, still. This door looks familiar, actually. Curious place.
Who in the name of Malakath's third tusk are you? Don't you know this is sacred ground? Besides, it's also one of the most dangerous places in all of Hrothgar. You shouldn't be wandering around up here. Oh, she did she? I hope you know what you're getting into. Harpies and ogres are bad enough, but the true challenge of sorrow is the mountain itself. The wind cuts like a sword, and the freezing mist blinds you. But that's not the worst. Avalanches! Sorrow wields her snow and ice with terrible precision. I've seen strong orcs swept right off the side like scoring a slaughter in 7-pick knockdown. We tried 3 times and lost most of our expedition. We're all that's left. To be honest, I'm not sure. We barely made it this far before we got separated from the others. If you could look for our companions, that would be helpful. Regardless, we have to find Torug's shrine or all these sacrifices will be for nothing. The good orcs, each and every one of them. Expert climbers. But Sorrow isn't an ordinary mountain. Best way to find them? They should have placed markers to indicate avalanche areas. Just follow the markers. Sorrow may not be the tallest mountain in Tamriel, but it's certainly one of the deadliest. That's why the ancient orcs built memorials to their champions on its slopes. The higher the location of the tomb, the greater the sacrifice and prestige. We're looking for the shrine of the great orc hero Torug Groegron. Legend says that Torug's shrine sits at the very top of the mountain as befits the founder of the original Orsinium. But it's so high up that nothing can survive there. Extremely. We've already tried to get up there 3 times. We lost the rest of the expedition and had to turn back before we barely got out of the base camp. But the danger will be worth it if we could find Torug's legendary relics. I work for Orsinium's newly established museum. I'm their resident expert on the time of Torug, so the museum sent me to assist Lady Laurent and her manservant. I always dreamed of visiting the shrine, so I jumped at the opportunity. Her reputation brought her to the attention of the museum, and she loves digging around in old tombs. She has a particular interest in an ancient fragment that talks about Sorrow's kiss. She believes it has something to do with Torug's shrine. At first, we got along fine. We both love history and exploring ancient sites. But the woman has been driving me crazy. She lacks the fundamental reverence for the past that separates a scholar from a grave robber. I just don't trust her judgment.
This guy seems like he has a better head on his shoulders, to be honest.
Sibbons, don't you dare put down that firewood. It won't do us any good if it gets wet.
You make a sound point, milady.
Anything else of interest around here, perhaps?
And here we are again, at the foot of Sorrow's insidious climb. With your help, I hope we can make it farther up the mountain this time. If all goes well, we should reach Torug's shrine before Stibbons sets out our evening meal.
Once you clear the path...
I never could stand cold weather. It chills me to the bone. I feel like a frozen icicle.
Should have stayed with the harpy fella. already off to a great start. There we go. Am I second place? Yeah, I am. Well, my tank health should probably help me out a little bit here anyways. Jeez, okay. Move there for a moment. You got actual weapons. I don't like that. Ice rafts as well. Yeah, Avalanche took care of a lot of the health. Gotta just be careful of my surroundings though. There we go. Ooh, that's not good at all. About 200 points below. Shoot. Oh, there. There's somebody down there. I don't know if that's a... Oh, it's just another harpy. Okay. There's somebody down here.
I knew this mountain was going to be the death of us. No, don't waste your time. I'm done for. An avalanche broke both my legs, but I no longer feel any pain. Sorrow is a harsh mistress, and her embrace is cold and deadly. The others, they went on ahead to seek shelter. Don't look so shocked. I'm dying. If they tried to help me, none of us would have survived. Go. Find them. They need your help. More than I...
Sadly, that's what actually happens on mountains like this. Even in real life. Oh shoot. Oh shoot. Thankfully the harpies are kind of, don't have a lot of health. They're probably the easiest things to have to deal with, really. The ogres, on the other hand, are kind of, actually do have a little bit of attack to them, so... Okay, I think we're just about at the spot for another, survivor, I'm assuming? Looks like we made it somewhere. Too slow on the shield. That's what the ogres need the harpies, okay. Yeah, we found something here. Well, I can't actually read that, unfortunately.
All dead, just as I feared. Wait, what's this? Fascinating. Most of the monuments up here are inscribed with 3-stanza epitaphs. It was a common practice. This rubbing appears to be Tarug's first stanza. It's written in Old Orcish, proclaiming the memorial's inaccessibility. They found Tarug's shrine. Well, obviously they found the shrine higher up on the mountain. As to why they came here to die, I have no idea. Maybe the cold or the lack of supplies drove them down. Or they were coming back to meet us. Let us know that they reached the shrine. Let me translate this rubbing. No looters, no lesser orcs. Remarkable. We should try to find the other 2 stanzas. If I can read the entire epitaph, it might point us to the location of the armlet of Torug. After that, we'll see.
Okay. Earth Mother, come find me. Bring a warm fire and soup for our bellies, because we're cold and we're hungry and we can't walk any further. So proud, so confident. When we were picked for this expedition,
Don't be ridiculous.
sorrow to be the first orcs in more than a generation to attempt to climb to the legendary summit.
Leave
How
them
quickly confidence
out
turns to
in
despair when you
open?
realize sorrow doesn't want you to climb her
Barrack.
terrifying heights.
Orcs don't bury their dead. And these are the first orcs to rest on sorrow in generations. We won't steal that honor from them.
Fine. You are the expert, after all.
First 2 teams to attempt the ascent didn't make it very far, as far as we can tell. Uppies or ogres got the first set of climbers, and a terrible wind and a cold took care of the second. A few of the poor orcs actually walked off a cliff that was hidden in the icy mist. But we weren't frightened or dissuaded from our course, although seeing how it turned out, I suppose we should have been. Lady Laurent rallied so, and Karshan appealed to our sense of honor. With fire in our blood and glory in our dreams, we charged forward to scale the summit once more. We lost Korha in the avalanche. Both of her legs are broken beneath this falling snow and ice. As much as I hated to do it, we left her and continued to make our way up the mountain. Any other course of action would have doomed the expedition. Of course, our own doom was closer than we expected. Guess you could say we accomplished something. We actually made it to the door to Torog's shrine. We found an inscription related to it and made a rubbing, just like Krashad taught us. We were about to go inside when a group of 3 ogres appeared around the bend. We knew we couldn't take all 3 at the piece. With any certainty of victory, we decided to hide and wait for them to pass. But Ugron, clumsy schemer that he was, dropped his axe. That's when we decided down was a better direction to go than up. Moshark thought our best option was to make it back to the caves we passed through, even though there were ogres living in the caves. So we'd be able to find a corner to hide in. Probably would have worked too if we hadn't lost most of our supplies escaping from the shrine. And if we didn't run out of fuel for our fire. At least we have the rubbing. If Karashan makes it this far, he'll know the shrine isn't that far away. Torag of the Summit, 1. Chief Torag will not allow the looters to find his remains. Chief Torag will not allow lesser orcs to find interment above him.
I can't believe we're just going to leave those poor orcs out here in the open for all the world to see. If you ask me, that's no way to treat the dead.
The rubbing came from a stone plaque of some sort. There should be 2 more somewhere that contain the rest of Torag's epitaph. If you find them, I should be able to translate the words.
Guessing they're back this way we came. Yep, we're gonna have to go through those ogres. I don't know what's going on with that. Just prop my shield here. Ogre either way that. Let's see if we can sneak by. Ooh. That's no good. Taking 2 of these on at once isn't really a good idea. Yeah, I probably should do something with my points. I'm getting quite a few of them. There we go. Yeah, now with the ice wrath right in the path. Okay, looks like we're getting out here now. Yeah, that never quite works out for me, does it? Maybe once I get to the Thieves Guild, I don't know. Oh, more of them. I'm kind of taking them both on at the same time, which usually doesn't really work out. Fortunately, they move around so much, I can't really focus on just one of them. I don't know how I hit T somehow in that. And we found the shrine. Need our orc friend.
Another stanza. Incredible. Toruk took the armlet to the very summit. But this word...
Come now, Stibbins. Keep up.
Right behind you, milady, as always.
This cold is unbearable. Stibbins, the firewood.
A fire. Splendid idea, milady. I'll just... Oh my.
If this is Toruk's shrine, where's his body?
Milady, you need to see this.
Build the fire here. I need more light. Maybe there's a hidden door.
Lady Clarice Laurent, I insist you listen to me.
What are you going on about, Stibbins? Can't you see I'm trying to... Oh. I suggest a strategic retreat.
I wholeheartedly agree, milady.
Let's stand back here and let Karsten and our friend work in peace, Stibbins.
Toruk got the summit too. Chief Toruk gathered up his armored bracer and his dying body. He climbed to the summit and placed himself in a cairn of his own making.
Incredible. Legends say that Toruk sacrificed 7 clans to build his tomb, and I could see why. Anyway, the second stanza talks about Toruk's relic and Sorrow's kiss. Read my translation and see for yourself.
Ogres? Even the dead ones make my knees shake with uncontrollable fright. Do milady a favor and get rid of the foul creatures before one of them decides that chilled Stibbins is an ogre delicacy, huh?
Ancient tombs can be tricky, always hiding remains or treasure so as to discourage looters and genuine scholars. And then there are the ogres. Ugh, my manservant is useless in the face of such creatures. I do hope you're made of sterner stuff. Ugh, a little cold and wind is a trifling compared to my other adventures. Oh, remind me to tell you about the time Stibbins and I went to Murkmire to test the potency of hist tree sap. Stibbins' tongue was green for a week after licking all those trees. All in good time. I want to make sure the ogres don't become a problem. Stibbins and Karsten are both extremely frightened of the creatures. And I'd like Karsten to finish translating the epitaph. Who knows what hints it may provide.
Alright. Guess the other one is over here somewhere? Ah, okay. Looks like we're gonna have to kill some ogres. A lot of ogres in here. Yeah, we found the third one. Very nice.
I think they found the third stanza, my lady.
Quiet, Stibbons. There might still be ogres about. Quickly, Karsten. What does it say?
Let me take a look. Torog wasn't pleased that they built his shrine below the summit. He wanted to rest at the top.
Does it say anything about the armlet of Torog?
He carried it to the summit. It says he laid Sorrow's kiss upon it. Yes, Zugka. I'm certain it's kiss.
Sorrow's kiss? The same phrase from the fragment. Doesn't that sound so romantic, Stibbons?
Very sentimental, lady. But are you sure that doesn't say Zugra?
Now, Stibbons, really, leave the translating to the experts. In the meantime, I must speak to our friend.
Chief Torog will allow no lesser orcs to find the entombment above him. Oh wait, okay, it has all three of here now. Then he laid Sorrow's kiss upon his enchantment armlet, forever waiting for a worthy orc to claim his most cherished possession.
Torog, what an orc. He abandoned his own tomb obviously near death just to bury himself even higher on the mountain. What an inspiration. The letters are worn, but I'm sure the inscription says Zugka and not Zugra. I'm almost positive. Well, Zugka is the ancient orcish word for kiss. But Zugra? No, I'm sure it's not Zugra. At least, I'm almost sure. It depends on the context. Bad omens, calamity, some kind of plague or pestilence. But probably I'd have to translate it here as curse. If the word was Zugra, not Suka, you understand.
Well, that's not ominous.
You should talk to Lady Laurent. She has that gleam in her eye. You know, the one that usually results in some catastrophe befalling her faithful manservant, me.
Isn't this wonderful news? To protect his own tomb from looters and to ensure his legend among his people, Torog climbed to the summit, and he took his relics with him. Now be a dear and go up there and retrieve the armlet of Torog for me. Haven't we been over this? I swear, sometimes I think you hear one word I say out of every three. You're almost as bad as my manservant Stibbons. Of course. It's written in stone. The ancients never lied when they were chiseling words into stone, you know. The new museum will be the wonder of Tamriel with such a relic as the armlet of Torog in its collection. Hyperbole to keep undesirables from venturing up. And even if there's some modicum of truth to the tale, all you need to do is grab the armlet. Easy as eating a sweet roll. Now, the thin air might make you lightheaded, but you can handle that. I don't agree with Karsten about many of his orcish ideas, but on this point, we're in perfect alignment. The proper translation is Sorrow's kiss. Now go and get the armlet while we see what other relics we can acquire for the museum.
Alrighty. Let's see what it lies for us at the peak. Whoa there. Nord would probably have no problem with this, with the cold. That probably would have thrown me right up the mountain. Yeah, I'm gonna have to be careful with these. A spot where there's an opening could be a death trap. There I go. Got lucky, actually, it looks like. The orc frozen agony seems to be focused upon the bracer on his arm. The bracer matches the extreme description of the armlet of Torog. Looks like we found it.
Look, our friends have returned to their senses. Oh, I told you they weren't dead, Stippins.
And look, that must be the armlet of Torog. I refuse to let you go through with your plan, Lady Laurent.
Really, Karsten, not that again. We clearly have more to discuss. Stibbins, see to our friends.
I guess I collapsed right when I got the armlet.
You missed all the drama while you were unconscious. Lady Laurent and our helpful orc had a dreadfully intense argument about the armlet of Torog. Oh, it was wonderful to watch. It's the thin air up here, but whatever you did made the weather calm down, so we followed you up. That's when Karsten and Lady Laurent started arguing. Karsten thinks the shrine would be a better location to display the armlet in the museum. Oh, most indubitably. The museum hired her to acquire relics, and she hates to disappoint. Perhaps you could talk to them, help them reach a decision that gets us someplace warm. You better let me hold on to the armlet, just to be on the safe side.
I'm glad you recovered the armlet of Torog. But before you decide what to do with the relic, you need to hear what I have to say. So it would seem. This shrine stands as a tribute to our past glories. It reveals an age when orcs thought nothing of sacrificing dozens of warriors to build memorials to our strength. It sets the kind of example that the new Orsinium needs. The armlet of Torog should remain in his shrine. Make sure every orc climbs sorrow to see it, to understand what our ancestors were capable of achieving. In this way, the relic will become a symbol to bind our people together. Surely you can see that. Of course. Sorry I got all emotional. You climbed the summit, you found the relic. You should be the one to decide what happens to it next. Just be careful. Lady Laurent has a silver tongue and a single-mindedness that borders on reckless at times.
I don't know what's gotten into Karsten. Why would anyone want to climb all the way up to the shrine to see an ancient relic when there's a perfectly quaint museum down in Orsinium? I would say so. The museum specifically tasked us to retrieve relics and bring them to Orsinium. History is meant to be admired, not left hidden in the past. Karsten's plan means I will have failed in my mission, and Lady Laurent never fails. If you insist. But please don't take too long. All this cold is doing terrible things to my poor, chafed lips.
It's curious. I thought coming up here that the orc would probably be wanting it to go to the museum and probably Laurent here would want to sell it or something, but it actually ends up being the reverse, kind of. Well, not entirely, but the, I mean, the orc does have a good idea with the culture and everything with the orcs, so I think I'll go with him.
I'm glad you recovered. So the armlet of Torog should remain. I knew you'd see it my way. Soon every orc will be able to make the pilgrimage to Tarug's sacred shrine and gaze upon this important relic. You have done the orcs a great service today, my friend.
Sided with Karsten? After all we've been through?
It's been decided. Tarug's relic stays in Tarug's shrine.
The poor orcs have to climb up here to see a piece of their heritage? That's positively criminal.
Wait, what's Stibbons doing with the relic?
A little faster, Stibbons. I'm anxious to see what the relic actually does.
But, my lady, what if I'm not worthy?
Nonsense. We're not afraid of legends and superstitions, are we?
No, my lady. Of course not. Well, here goes nothing.
Oh, Stibbons. What did you do this time?
Maybe your manservant was right. Maybe it does say Sorrow's curse.
Whoopsie.
How embarrassing. But to be fair, it looked like a K and not an R.
Stibbons always finds a way to turn the simplest task into an ordeal. I don't know why I let him accompany me on my adventures. But what about you? I can't believe you agreed with Karsten instead of me. And what am I supposed to tell the House of Original Galleries, or whatever it is the orcs call their museum? That they have an annex all the way up here? Wait a moment. That's a great idea! I'm a genius! You inspired me again, my faithful friend. Someone at the Mages Guild will help me thaw out Stibbons. It may take weeks to warm him up, but he'll be fine. This didn't turn out as planned, but it'll do. Lady Laurent, founder of the Shrine of Sorrow. Has a nice ring to it, don't you think?
And we finally finished the Sorrow quest.
I'll open a portal back to our base camp.
So why did we have to make that harrowing climb?
Teleportation is a delicate business. I can't just open a portal to some place I've never seen.
I'm a little worried about getting Stibbons back to the Mages Guild. Orcs don't have a word for fragile or handled with care.
I hope Karsten can get Stibbons back to the Mages Guild without dropping him too many times. I'm not sure what they can do if poor Stibbons gets cracked, or even shattered. Anyway, thanks again for your able assistance.
Okay, let me go ahead and check out my new set here. Curiously enough, I thought I had a pariah set of something here, but I guess not. Huh. In any case,
Careful! Don't crack my manservant. Honestly, you orcs approach everything like you're going to war.
Perhaps you'd like to carry him, Your Majesty.
I hope Karsten can get...
okay, we need to hit up the way shrine up this way.
I've grown fond.
In case we can go ahead and head on back here. Okay, no, those aren't aggressive, thankfully. Okay, how far are we heading here?
Well, the Relic Hunter returns. Tell me, was your search for Uzdabik's helm successful? There's a display case just waiting to be filled. So it really does exist. Sometimes you never know when you're dealing with myth and legend. Could I trouble you to take it downstairs and place it in its display? In the meantime, I'll find that list of relics I mentioned the last time we spoke.
This is a neat side quest type of thing.
It's so nice to have a little help around here. Thanks for finding that historic treasure and setting it on its display. But this is only the beginning. The wilds of Rothgar are brimming with all sorts of important antiquities. Indubitably, you've got a talent for relic hunting, and I'd be remiss if I didn't take advantage of that. Here's a list of the relics I believe await us in the wilds of Rothgar. Find them, bring them here, and the museum will reward you handsomely. Remember to check the list. We have very specific needs here at the House of Orsimer Glories. Distinctive portions of history that we want to put on display.
Yeah, let's take a look at the thing we got here. Okay. Okay, it's more like a scavenger hunt now than anything, I guess. Okay, let's go ahead and talk to the king, and then we'll probably be done for the day.
Ah, my friend and ally has returned. Let's talk. I heard what you did at the temple. Your efforts no doubt saved countless lives. It pains me to learn that Chief Basrog was involved, though. Basrog's never agreed with my plans. He's a traditionalist, stubborn and old-fashioned to the end. His unwavering devotion to Malakath, his hatred of Trinimac, his refusal to recognize my authority. I'd say Chief Basrog is getting desperate. Basrog wants to start a war. Damn it all to oblivion, we'll have to stop him. He has the strength to overwhelm the lesser clans, and he's no suckling cub when it comes to fighting either. If he were to make a challenge for my throne, it's time to assemble the Great Moot. I want you to visit the clan chiefs that still haven't come around to our way of thinking. Talk some sense into them. You need to get to them before Basrog poisons the well and turns them against me. You made an impression already. Don't worry. I'm not expecting them to come just because you asked nicely. The chiefs are stubborn, but they each have a problem that's confounding their clan. Solve their problems, and they'll attend the moot. Now you get it. Help the chiefs, and they'll be obligated to accept your invitation. I've tried to convince the chiefs of Tumnash, Morkel, and Shatul to join my kingdom. I even married a few of their daughters. We need a better solution. Tell them that you come to help in the name of King Kurog, that I'm hosting a gathering of clans, and I want the chiefs to attend. And it needs to be the clan's chief that comes to the moot. If they try to send a subordinate, I'll be highly insulted. Do whatever it takes. The chiefs must attend the moot. I trust you won't fail me. When this is over, Hrothgar will finally be forged into a united kingdom. Meet me at my corner club after you finish. All this planning has given me a powerful thirst. More? What more is there to say? They refuse my every overture and laugh at my authority. We need to convince them of the veracity of my grand vision. Oh, very well. What specifically do you want to know? The stoneworkers? Tumnash operates the Greystone Quarry, the primary source of building materials for Osinian. I'm not sure what Chief Ramash is up to, but he's fallen behind on his shipments. Maybe you can help get the quarry back on track. The Morkel clan is famous for its smiths. Some of the finest arms and armor has come out of their forges. I've been trying to get them to send experts to help us build the city, but Chief Abzug continues to hem and haw. Family troubles, he says. One of the best clans as far as food production and livestock is concerned. Expert hunters and farmers, every one of them. Chief Ogzor promised to send herds of Icharters to help feed the city, but we haven't seen so much as a bushel of apples yet.
Alrighty. Well, in the meantime, we will go ahead and, stop for the moment and help out the clan chiefs in the next video. So I will see you guys then.